It took me 9 months to go from a normal high school kid working a part-time job to building a 7-figure online business. Guys, I'm 17 years old. I'm sat in my AMG that I bought in cash at 16 years old before I could even drive, just because I could. And you know, if you guys don't know me already, my name is Angus Whitby. I was formerly the strongest 16-year-old in the world, but you guys who have been following my journey for a bit know that I took a step down from being a world-class powerlifter to focus on starting and scaling my own online business, and that has led us to where we are today. Now, today we're going to be helping you go from wherever you are in your life to that $10,000 a month mark, to that $50,000 a month mark. So if you are working a job that you hate, if you know that college or university is not for you, this video could be for you. But if you're looking for an easy way out, then this is not it. You know, starting an online business requires risk taking. It requires a pair of balls. And if you aren't ready to take that risk and you don't have that pair of balls on you, then this video is not for you. But a lot of you guys want to start an online business, but you just don't know where to start. You don't know how to start. This video is going to be your blueprint guide to getting to 10K a month within the next 6 months. Without further ado, let's get this video on the road. Right guys, and so it begins. You know we're getting serious now. The Versace robe is on. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about how I went from a normal high school kid working a part-time job to generating $126,000 in a single month. In the month of April, we did $126,000 in revenue, and I'm going to tell you guys step by step exactly how I did it, and hopefully exactly how we can help you guys do the exact same thing, and hopefully you guys can learn from my mistakes. By the end of this video, what you're going to have is a full plan of action. You're going to know exactly what needs to be done for you to take yourself from wherever you are now to that 10, 20, 50, $100,000 a month mark within the next few months. So I urge you guys to watch till the end, but without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, how did I do it? For you guys to trust me and actually take in what I'm putting down to you guys, I feel like you have to know, where did I come from? Where does the Angus Whitby or Barbell Daddy or however you know me, where does that come from? And where did I start from? How did I get to where I am today? Now, ever since I was a young kid, I've always had a very entrepreneurial mindset. My dad, when I was like 8, 9 years old, I'd watch him working 50, 60, 70 hours a week to put food on our plate, to put a roof over my head. And I always sat there and thought, this can't be the only way. I truly, since I was a child, I looked at my dad working his job and I was like, there has to be another way. And it was always on the back of my mind. Now, when I was 10 years old, our family went to China for a family trip, and at the time, fidget spinners were trending. They cost about $5 to $10 for a really good fidget spinner, and I found these really good ones in China, and they cost 5 yuan, so they cost around $1. I bought 50 of them with all the money that I got, and I came back to Australia. I sold them for $3 each. Within a month, I had tripled my money. So I feel like I've always had it in me, but you know, what I'm doing now is obviously a completely different level to just flipping a couple fidget spinners. If we fast forward to about 2022, 2023, I was doing a lot of Facebook Marketplace reselling on the side, and once we came into 2023, I got into a relationship, and you know, I started using the gym and the relationship as kind of an excuse to back out of the online business side of things. So throughout the whole of 2023, early 2024, I kind of took my foot off the gas with online business completely. It wasn't until that relationship ended and my mentor actually came to me around mid through last year, and he was like, what the hell are you doing with your life, bro? Like, you are capable of so much more, yet you don't use that, and it's honestly disgraceful. How do you watch your dad working every single day? What if he dies tomorrow and all he did for his whole life was work to provide for you? And there were some things he said that really stuck with me. So I was like, yeah, you know what? You're right. So we need to do something about it. Now, there on the right is a screenshot, 18th of July 2024, when I had just invested all of my money into my online business. I had a few $1,000s in the savings, but I fully invested it all. I had no idea if it was going to work out. All that money was going to come back. But what I did know is that even if it failed, I definitely would have learnt a couple things. And second of all, I would have still had food on my plate. I still would have had a roof over my head because of my great family. So I feel like internally, I believe that I at least owed it to myself to give it a try. You know, if I lose all my money, at least I can tell myself that I tried and I can kind of cope if I end up having to work a job. Now, fast forward to now. I feel like that risk is exactly what I needed to take to get to where I am now. Evidently, you see, it obviously did work out. After a few months, we did eventually hit $10,000 a month. You know, I had a lot of failures, I had a lot of setbacks mentally and just physically within the business. But within about 2 to 3 months, I was able to get to that $10,000 a month mark. And within 5 months, we were able to go to $50,000 a month. And then obviously in the month of April, we did $126,000 in revenue. Now that I've kind of seen the success for myself, what I do now is I help you guys do the same thing, which is the purpose of this video. I'm going to help you guys build a full plan on what do I need to do after I watch this video. How do I act now? Because it is urgent that you act right now, not tomorrow, not next week. Push back every single fucking excuse you have right now to not start now. You are going to start and take action as soon as possible. So now I obviously help you guys do exactly what I did. Below obviously some client results so you guys can get an idea of that. The first person we have is my boy Kane. Kane had $140 in his bank account when he came to us. And, you know, very not ideal life situation. He was living with his parents still, but he just lost his job, so he had no form of income. He was in $20,000 of debt. So not a very good life situation. We were able to turn that around. Within 2 months, Kane was able to get to his first $10,000 week. In those screenshots I sent below, he did $1,600 in a single day. Now, the next person we have is James. James, normal high school kid working a part-time job. Within 7 months of joining the Apex, he was able to do his first $5,000 week. And on top of that, he was able to do $2,000 in a single day. Guys, imagine what you would be able to do with an extra $2,000 a day. You probably wouldn't have to work at that job you hate anymore, would you? Now, moving on. Who is this video for and who do I actually help? Now, if you are between the ages of 16 and 25, you're working a job you absolutely hate and you really just want the freedom, but you don't really know how to get there, then bro, I got you. And you have to be coming into this with an open mind. You have to be willing to learn new skills that we're going to teach you. And most importantly, you have to be willing to put in the work. Guys, if you're not willing to put in the work, then I have no place to help you and you probably can't be saved. If you're expecting that you're just going to throw some cash at me, money's going to magically start falling from the sky, then you should probably click off this video right now, because that's not what this is for. You know, I'm here to help people who are willing to put the work in, but just don't really know how to start, where to start, and just don't really know the fundamentals, you know? You want to learn how to get to $10,000 a month, and you want to do it as soon as possible. That is the type of person I'm here to help. Now, if you're comfortable with working whatever job you are, you're comfortable with where you are, then this probably also isn't for you, because when I started, I wanted to make it work. And it was, I will make it work no matter what. It's not, if it doesn't work, I can just go back to working this job. I could not accept in my mind working a job. And you have to have that mindset. You have to have that hunger inside you. And if you don't have that, you most likely will be very lazy. On the days you don't feel like doing it, you're just not going to do it, right? So you have to be willing to put the work in. That is the most important thing. Now, who this video isn't for. If you're expecting some get-rich-quick shit, if you're expecting to get rich in the next week or the next month, then fuck off. Like, that is not the case, bro. You know, a lot of people see my success. I got to over $100,000 a month in revenue in 9 months. Pretty quickly, right? But I still had 2 months of getting absolutely nothing. I was dead broke. I was taking the bus to school. I literally had absolutely nothing. You have to be willing to go through this phase to be able to come out on top where I have. Now, if you want it easy, if you want to just be able to like open your laptop for 10 minutes a day and suddenly get to $10,000 a month, then online business in general is just not for you, bro. Because truth be told, you'll see these traders, all of these people like me as well, I don't do as much work as I used to do when I was in the come up, but that's because I paid my duties over there. I did all the work there so that I can kind of take my foot off the gas the slightest bit now. That's what you guys are aiming to achieve. But I'm telling you, you guys are going to have months of hard work, multiple hours a day in the lead up to being able to just open your laptop once a day, check a couple things, see a few $1,000s hit the bank. You're a while away from that. It doesn't just come instantly. Now, if you are ready to work for change, that is who I am here to help. Now, without further ado, if this video you found isn't for you, I advise you to click off now. But those of you guys who are looking to take action, I'm going to run you through exactly how we're going to get you to $10,000 a month within the next 6 months, and I guarantee this to be the case. Now, what is the Apex? My intention when I created the Apex was to help people out who were like myself when I started. People who are hungry but just don't really know. They need the direction. And, obviously I didn't really have the direction. I had a mentor, but within the businesses we were pursuing, he didn't have too much experience within those businesses. So we were kind of going through the gray area for a bit. We didn't really know where to do pushing forward. And that is what I want to help you guys avoid. I want you guys to always know exactly what you're doing so you can keep pushing every single thing forward. Now, you don't need to have any followers. You don't need to have posting your face on social media. You don't need any of that. Within the Apex, what we teach you is we help you start an online service-based business. You can go about this in multiple different ways, but basically, the first thing you do get access to is you do get access to 3 mentors directly. Now, what that is there's my personal mentor, there's obviously myself, and then there's a sales coach. As soon as you join, you get put to a group chat with all 3 of us, and you get to jump on a call with us the second you join, so you know exactly what you're sort of doing moving forward. Now, building upon that, what you also do get is my mentor jumps on a private group call 2 to 3 times a week. I jump on a private group call once to twice a week. Our sales coach jumps on a private call once or so a week. So what you're looking at is you get a private call every single day. If you ever have any questions about anything, you can just jump on the call, ask away. Building upon that, the next main thing is that there is also multiple hours of step-by-step video training modules. As you'll see, I saw with a lot of online courses when I started out, it would be they give you the videos and then they tell you to fuck off. And I vowed to myself that that was not going to be the case for us. So yes, there is video training modules, but if you do have any questions, you practically get 24/7 support to any of us. Now, building upon that, what we also have is we have 4 other boys who essentially started off on the mentorship, similar position to you guys, either working a job you don't hate, doing an apprenticeship that you can't do for the rest of your life. People in a very similar position to you that joined the Apex and were able to make things work. So all 4 of these boys, they're all making at least $10,000 per month. Now, if they started off in the exact same position as you and they were able to get to that $10,000 per month mark in less than 6 months, I'm more than inclined to believe that they can probably help you out as well. So what you get is you get direct 24/7 access to all 4 of these boys. On top of that, you get one-on-one private calls with all 4 of these boys as well. So after you join, you get access to all their contacts and you can basically book a one-on-one private call with any of these 4 mentors whenever the hell you want. So now, if we kind of build upon that, the next thing, obviously, you get direct access to practically 7 mentors. You get the private one-on-one calls. You get the video training modules. I'm actually going to show you guys exactly how it all looks. Now, if we look at here, this is all what the video content looks like. It's very straightforward, to be completely honest. Basically, you just watch the videos in order and you kind of go from there. Now, building upon that, on top of all this video content, these video training modules that are going to teach you how to do everything from A to Z, what you do also get access to is you get access to your own client dashboard. Now, what your dashboard looks like is it has multiple different key things. The first thing is that after you get off these one-on-one private calls with your mentors, you're essentially going to have a full list of what tasks do I need to complete moving forward from here. Now, moving forward from that, we have our goals set here on the right. What am I kind of working towards? What is the next biggest goal for me? So you guys can always visualize, am I aiming to make $1,000 a month now? Oh, I've hit $1,000 a month. Now it's $5,000 a month, then $10,000 a month. Then after you get set up on everything, after you join, you get your setup instructions so you know exactly how to set up on everything. Now, we also have synced a calendar into your dashboard so that you always know when the group calls are, and you also always know when you have one-on-one private calls with any of the mentors. Now, building upon that, we have a bunch of notes. If we just look in service delivery, this is your notes, your private space to take notes. And then what you also get access to here is you get access to all of the call recordings that you miss, or the ones you take with the one-on-one mentors after you join the mentorship. Now, what you can do with these recordings is you can actually put the audio file into ChatGPT, and then you can give ChatGPT this prompt, and what ChatGPT will do is comprise a summary of notes for you for each of these calls. So instead of having to go back and watch a 2-hour call, you can transcript it into ChatGPT. They'll give you a whole page of notes to summarize what happened in the call if you do miss any calls. And then with the one-on-one private calls, it'll help you build notes and a full plan of action moving forward. Guys, I don't want you guys ever having to wonder, what am I kind of doing from here? The goal of this is obviously what I wish I had when I started. I wish I had the direction. You know, if you always know what tasks you're kind of doing, exactly what tasks I need to do from here, my tasks tracker, achieving new levels based off of how much money you're making, what phase you guys are at in your business. You know, as I said, I lack the direction, and that's what this is. It's the direction. Now, obviously, since you guys have seen a bit about how it works, obviously all the video training, your own client dashboard, I guess the next main thing is the guarantee, and obviously I'm quite sure things work. So we'll move on to how it actually, how well it works, right? Now, the first person we have is essentially, his name is Jack. Now, Jack was working a full-time apprenticeship as a carpenter or electrician, and he kind of came to me. He was like, bro, I can't do this for the rest of my life. He dropped out of year 12 to do it because he told himself he was getting ahead of everyone else. You know, most people go to uni. He was getting straight into the workforce, making money. But very quickly he realized, pretty unsustainable. Now, Jack, within 6 months, was able to get to his first $6,000 week. Now, guys, I think that's pretty crazy, right? Now, moving on, the next person we have is essentially James. Now, James, essentially, he started off on the mentorship, exact same position as most of you guys. You know, he was a normal high school kid working a part-time job, just like me. And he's been on the mentorship around 8-9 months now. Within that 8-9 months, he was able to secure his first $10,000 week with a $2,500 day. Guys, imagine you in 9 months making $10,000 a week. Imagine how much that would change your life. Now, moving on from there, the last person we do have is Kane. Now, Kane from earlier you would have seen. He was able to, in 9 months, go from having $140 in his bank account, $20,000 in debt, just lost his full-time job that he was using to pay off his debt, to doing a $13,000 week. Guys, you have to realize that all of us were in a very similar position to you when we started. The only thing that any of these guys had in common was that they were sick of their situation, they got uncomfortable with it, and they were ready to see real results. They were ready to actually win. You have to be willing to win. You have to be willing to put the work in. And that is the only thing that any of the people that join the Apex is the only thing that any of these guys who succeed genuinely have in common. And there is nothing stopping you from being that next one. If you're actually serious about this, there is genuinely nothing stopping you, bro. Now, moving on to our guarantee. Now, we do guarantee that if you are not at $10,000 a month within 6 months, I will personally, out of my pocket, give you every single dollar you have spent on the mentorship back. Guys, when you kind of look at that, what is your worst case scenario in 6 months' time? Your worst case scenario is that you're still working the job that you hate, except you get your money back, you keep on working that, life goes on. Your life right now is literally your worst case scenario in 6 months' time. Whereas if you flip the script, bro, what is your best case scenario in 6 months' time? You're at $10,000 a month. What would $10,000 a month do for you, bro? That's a question you have to ask yourself. You know, your best case scenario is that you're able to do I can imagine you're telling yourself what $10,000 a month would do. Or I'd be able to help my mom out with the bills. Or, you know, I'd be able to buy groceries sometimes. Or I'd be able to pay this off. I'd be able to buy a nicer car. You're telling yourself all these things. That is exactly what could happen literally before the end of the year if you actually decided to lock in. The only conditions around my money back guarantee is that if you follow the process, you show up, you put the work in, and if you are not at $10,000 a month, I will give you every single dollar you have spent on the mentorship back. No questions asked. I can make that promise because I know that my shit works. And, you know, for me as well, think about it. If you don't get to $10,000 a month in 6 months, what's a few $1,000s to me? I'd rather just give you the money back that you've spent and invested into me and uphold the good reputation that I have on my mentorship than, you know, tell you to like lick it. I'm not going to give you your money back. And then, you know, you can go spread that to other people. I'd rather keep a good reputation. You know, what do you think's more important to me? So that is the guarantee we do have in place. And I truly believe that so long as you guys put the work in, the results will come as a byproduct of that. And that is why I guarantee that you will be at 10K a month in 6 months or your money back. Now that you guys have kind of seen how the Apex works, how the guarantee works, you're kind of left with two different roads, but you can only make one decision. On one side, you can stay in your job, you can keep wasting your time, you can always wonder, what if I actually grew a pair of balls and actually decided to take action? You can keep living this life where you don't have any time, you don't have any money, you don't have any freedom, and if that is okay with you, that's fine. Me personally, when I envisioned me having to ask my boss, hey boss, can I just apply for leave for these 2 weeks? I want to go on a family trip with my family. And I was like, hell no. I'm not asking someone else if I can go travel overseas. The fuck? I go whenever the fuck I want. And if you don't want that for yourself, that is completely fine, bro. Maybe you guys just have a crush on your boss or something. I don't know. On the flip side to that, what you guys can do and what you can choose to do right now is you can choose to build your online business. What that'll allow you to do is you'll be able to work from anywhere, anytime. You know, guys, I'm going to Dubai in a couple weeks. My income is not going to go down at all. As a matter of fact, since I'm in Dubai, it's probably going to go up. And you know, if you guys want that luxury, I'm promising you guys that, you know, you're able to hit $10,000 a month. You're able to travel around the world and that income stays the same, if not grows. And you're able to finally live life on your own terms. I know that is what a lot of you guys are looking for. So now that you know exactly how everything actually works, I have a final offer for you. If you're between 16 and 25 years old, you're working a job that you absolutely hate, and you're done wasting time, you're done sitting on your ass hoping that one day it'll magically change, and you're ready to kind of take that initiative on yourself and decide that, you know what, I'm not gonna wait for it to magically just happen. I'm gonna work so hard that no matter what, the outcome has to be me winning. If you're ready to do that, then the Apex is your chance. Now, within the Apex, it's literally a one-time payment. You join for life. You get lifetime access to everything, and that never runs out for you. You get $10,000 a month within 6 months, or every single dollar you've spent on the mentorship is back in your pocket. And then building on top of that, obviously we do limit the spaces as well, because if we have too many people, me, my mentor, my sales coach, even though there's a lot of mentors, we do have to cap it at a certain point where we're like, if it exceeds this number, we're not allowed to, we won't be able to put enough time into each person to ensure they're getting results. But, people leave when they hit $10,000 a month. People leave because of their personal life problems. That is all good. If you are ready to take action, today is the day you decide to do that. If you're sick of sitting on your ass, bro, hoping that one day you won't have to wake up at 5 a.m. to go to work your job, hoping that one day you won't have to lie to your boss about being sick so you don't have to work, but then you don't make any money. If you're sick of that and you want to be able to wake up whenever the fuck you want and just see $1,000 hit your bank like me, then I'm giving you a chance to make that your reality. Today is the day you choose to take action. If you do want to take action and you have any more questions about the mentorship, you guys can hit me up on Instagram. It's going to be linked in the description. On top of that, what there also is there will be a slot to book a call with me or one of the people on my team. Only book this if you are ready to take action now. If you're just thinking, I'm still thinking about it, then ask me questions on Instagram. When you're ready to take action, then book that call. Apart from that, don't waste my time. If you're looking to take action now, this is for you. If you want to get to $10,000 a month by the end of the year, then this is probably for you, bro. If you stuck till the end of the video, you didn't come this far to only come this far. I hope to see you guys inside the Apex. God bless all of you guys. I hope you guys take action from here, and I hope you guys have a blessed day.